Hello, this is Adventures of Cookie and the Cowboy, and I'm Cookie. Hey, there's been this new phenomenon that's just gone crazy out there, and they're called Snackle Boxes.
Editor's note, exactly what is a Snackle Box, Cookie?
It is a snack box made out of a tackle box for fishing.
Alright, now I know why you're putting food in my tackle boxes, gotcha.
And I thought, okay, those are cute. Maybe I'd like to try one. And I thought about it and thought, man, what do I put in them? So I just decided to wing it and make my own. I'm going to show you what I put in mine. But then I'm going to go through the pros and cons of whether I think the Snackle Box is worth packing versus just a traditional lunch. Alright, so I've got my cheeses and some of my meats and things already cut up. So we're just going to take these over here and add them to our box.
That's a good looking cutting board. I'll bet you a cowboy carpenter made that.
Probably. Okay, so we're going to put our ham in here. So I've got I chose Swiss cheese because that's one of our favorites. And just cut it into little squares that fit just right in this little Snackle Box.
So this is like fishing hoardy doors.
It's like, what did you call it, Caleb? A charcuterie board?
Charcuterie.
What is it? What is it, Buckwheat?
Charcuterie.
A charcuterie board. Okay, it's not hoardy doors.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Oh, all right.
Okay, and my olives. Oop, run away.
Do humans actually eat olives? Or is that like for the birds?
Caleb asked me the same thing. I love olives.
All right. What are them green things you're throwing in there?
These are pickles. Caleb and I like pickles.
Okay.
A few of those in there. And I did put a couple toothpicks in here too to make it a little bit easier to grab the olives and the pickles.
That makes sense. What's this?
These are beef sticks.
All right.
That are already prepackaged. I've got Ritz crackers. I've got Triscuits and wheat thins. Those are just crackers I had on hand. So that's what I put in. And then the other container over here. Since Cowboy likes apples, and I didn't want to keep fresh apples from going brown. If I can get this open.
Gnawing that thing like a carnivore, Cookie. Here. Oh.
We have some dried apples.
Can I try
hope
one
they
to
fit
see
in
what
there.
I think?
Yeah, we'll give you one, Buckwheat.
Don't think I've ever had a dried apple.
Give it a taste test. What do you think?
Better than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
Thought they'd be a little bit sweeter.
My mom used to make dried apples all the time. Cookie's mom probably did too.
It depends on what kind of apples they are, Caleb, if they're sweet or tart or...
So what'd you stuff in there while we was doing the apple test?
The dried apples.
Oh, all right.
Okay, and then I have another container over here for dried apples, just because I know you like apples. So this is our sweets. I have packages of peanuts, packages of fruit snacks. I got us each a candy bar. There's some sandwich cookies. And so you can fill these with whatever you want. I just grabbed things that I knew that we like to eat.
So is this lunch on the lake today, or is this snacks while we're driving around hunting?
This is lunch on the lake, unless it's too cold and windy at the lake, and then there's snacks for while we're driving around.
Okay.
Okay, and then for myself, I put in some dried cranberries.
Okay.
I like these better than raisins. I ate raisins a lot growing up, so now I prefer the dried cranberries over the raisins. I like cherries too, but I couldn't find any cherries. So you can put a few of those in there. Okay.
Where'd you get the Snackle Box?
So, I actually got these at our local grocery store. We live kind of rural. There's not a lot of places to shop where we're at. I would have had to drive 45 minutes to go find a place to get a variety of sizes. But our local grocery store happened to have the last 2 tackle boxes. So I grabbed them.
So do I need to get the fishing jigs and put in there too, or?
No.
No. Perfect fit in the little cooler.
Yep, and some drinks down the side.
All right.
Want me to make you a cracker sandwich?
I'd love to have a cracker sandwich. We need to run back to camp for the moment, but the beautiful thing about this little tackle snackle box with 40 doors in it is that we can eat them on the go too. We're just gonna have a little picnic and show off Cookie's little surprise that way, but since we got to run back to the RV, we'll eat them on the go. That's a plus.
Yep. Gabe, what do you want out of the Snackle Boxes?
I'll take a beef stick and a couple Ritz crackers.
Beef stick and some Ritz crackers, and I can get them out. I can get one out, I can get more out.
Maybe.
All right,
Somebody would like
with the Snackle Box.
Somebody would like to place their order for the Snackle Box right here. A beef steak would be what he would prefer. What's the problem with the Snackle Box?
I can't quite get the crackers out. There we go. Once I get one out, then I can get them out.
That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, three's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Gil, what do you want out of our Snackle Box?
Hey, more.
Piece
What's your
of
order?
Cheese? Okay.
Cheese was what he got.
Can I get a pickle? No?
Sure.
I think pickles are kind of the weird thing that's in your little Snackle Box. I'll take, make me a meat and cheese sandwich. Put some meat and cheese, Swiss cheese on a cracker. Perfect.
Well, we made a pretty good dent out of that one. Ready to break into the sweets?
Yep, let's get the treat side out. Remind me what we got in here to choose from.
Well, there's more apples, some fruit snacks, dried cranberries, there's some sandwich cookies, there's candy bars, and there's peanuts.
I'm gonna have me some peanuts while I finish my ginger ales.
Hey love, what would you like?
Candy bar.
The Kit Kat?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
So it's just one.
What are you having?
I'm gonna have some EL fudgies.
Okay, there's somebody back here that thinks that a beef stick would be really good.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, where'd you go, Cookie? All right, so what I want to know is why in the world Snackle Boxes versus just fixing me up a sandwich?
Well, that's a good question because I wondered myself what the pros and cons were of a Snackle Box versus just a traditional picnic lunch. So first of all, our whole lunch is in these two little boxes instead of having bags of open treats, open cookies,
Stuff that the dog can get into.
stuff the dog can get into in the back seat, and yeah, so it does take up a lot less room. And one of the disadvantages, I think, is I bought a lot more, so I think it's probably maybe a little bit more expensive. You could customize it to what you want and make it cheaper, but I was so focused on filling every space with something healthy and not just a whole bunch of junk food that it got just a little bit pricey.
So it's probably, you could make it a lot cheaper if you just put a few snacks and a few bits of cheese and cracker, but
You could do your own homemade, I could dry fruit at home. I don't have any yet. It's not late enough in the season. I could have made my own cookies. Yeah, there's a lot you could do to make it cheaper and a little bit more affordable. But for me, I found it was a little bit more expensive.
probably the real fun of it would be if you had kids. They'd probably get a kick out of having their Snackle Box on the lake and digging through it.
If our kids were
or
small,
even putting it together.
Yeah, let your kids make them. Let them put in what they want, customize it. If our kids were still small when we were doing this, I would have made them each one about half this size and let them personalize it so they had their own, basically their own homemade Lunchable. Because our kids loved Lunchables when they were growing up. Well, we made a pretty good dent in our Snackle Boxes. Didn't eat it all, but we ate quite a bit while we were out today.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
They were really good. So when I first started doing these and putting them together, I kind of wondered if they were worth it. They're a little bit of work to get put together. And like I said, the stuff that I bought was a little bit expensive. But once we were on the road and in the truck, they were actually very handy. We weren't trying to fish things out of bags and everything was just right there. So I think I would do this again. What I'm curious is, what do you put in your Snackle Box? Have you made them before? Please leave some comments down below. I would love to know what you put in yours that I can switch up to put in mine.
Yeah, they should give them a try. I like the fact that when we had to come back to camp unexpectedly, They were easy to eat in the truck still.
Exactly.
That wasn't what we were planning to do. We were planning to picnic out on the lake with them, but they worked great just to drive back in the truck and eat.
Yeah, so they'd be great for a road trip with kids. Yeah. Yeah, I'm giving them a thumbs up. I was hesitant at first, but I'm going to give them a thumbs up.